What would you do if a stranger walked up to you in the middle of a graduation speech and dropped a bombshell about your marriage? That's exactly what happened to Christie Brinkley, and no, this wasn't some bizarre nightmare. This was her real life. She was on stage giving a heartfelt speech at a local high school when a man approached her and whispered something that would change everything. "Your husband is cheating on you with my teenage daughter." Can you imagine? Standing there in front of a crowd, trying to hold it together while your entire world crumbles?
I'm not going to comment right now. I need some time to let it all absorb.
That moment marked the unraveling of Christie's marriage to Peter Cook, her fourth husband, and what followed was nothing short of chaotic. In her new memoir, Uptown Girl Brinkley opens up about that day and everything that came after. From heartbreak and betrayal to a legal storm that stretched on for years, she doesn't hold back.
I mean, writing a memoir is a very emotional experience.
Christie writes that she froze the moment the man delivered the news. Then she scanned the audience, locking eyes with Peter. He was already staring at her, shaking his head no, as if that would somehow undo the damage. But the truth was out, and it hit her like a freight train. She later wrote, "When your whole world falls apart and you realize in a heartbeat you've suddenly become the cliché middle-aged woman whose husband is having an affair with a much, much younger woman, what do you do?" Well, in Christie's case, you call in backup. Her friends, who she lovingly compares to Charlie's Angels, weren't about to let her face this alone. They told her to check the family computer, and let's just say what she found made her jaw drop.
And so that's something you just never forget.
Christie remembers sitting at the computer watching as, in her words, a panoply of incriminating photos and porn accounts populated the screen like fireworks. And before I knew it, my printer was shooting explicit pictures out into the room. It was so insane, so over the top, that she and her friends just started laughing. Not because it was funny, but because it was all just too much. When everything's falling apart, sometimes all you can do is laugh through the madness.
But I always kept moving forward.
But the fallout wasn't just emotional. After the split, Christie and Peter went head-to-head in a 6-year custody battle over their daughter Sailor, and Jack, Christie's son from a previous marriage, whom Peter had adopted. She called the whole process exhausting and scary. And honestly, who wouldn't?
She's requesting you be put in jail?
Oh, it sits on the front page of the motion.
Christie initially kept quiet about everything, but one offhand comment changed that. As she left the courtroom one day, she referred to Peter as a narcissist. And suddenly, letters from women across the country began pouring in. They thanked her for speaking out, for making them feel less alone.
Fill your life with adventure and not be afraid of failure, because failure also is you at your most unique and original, and there's lessons in that as well.
Even after all of this, Christie, now 71, says she still believes in love. Can we take a moment to appreciate that kind of resilience?
Love is the most important thing in your life. It simply is.
In an interview with People, she shared that a forensic psychiatrist once told her she might never be able to love or trust again after everything she'd been through. But Christie isn't giving up hope just yet. Maybe there's still someone out there, and if not, well, she's made peace with that too.
I fall in love at the drop of a hat.
Also, Brinkley's memoir, Uptown Girl, doesn't just recount the collapse of her marriage to Peter, it also dives into her marriage to soulmate Billy Joel, and how his drinking habits eventually tore them apart.
From the second I met him, I knew I wanted to keep him in my life.
And if you think Christie's love life was complicated, just wait. Billy's isn't any simpler. With 3 divorces behind his back and a 4th marriage, Joel admits that love has been his Achilles heel.
What is it about Billy Joel and beautiful women? Is it just the rock star thing?
Well, have a great job.
Billy Joel's love story with his first wife Elizabeth Weber was complicated from the start. They met through his friend and bandmate John Small, while Weber was married to Small, and they had a son named Sean. Despite this, Joel fell hard for Weber. When Small discovered their affair, Weber disappeared for weeks, leaving Joel devastated. At one point, 21-year-old Joel phoned Small to beg for his forgiveness and then overdosed. Luckily, Small intervened just in time and saved Billy's life. But just a few weeks later, Joel tried again.
I almost did myself in. I took a lot of pills. woke up in a hospital. And even after that, I tried doing it again. I drank furniture polish.
Not being able to cope on his own, Billy checked into a mental hospital.
Hey, I'm okay. They're crazy, but I'm really okay. Sure you are. Here's your pills. And you had to stay there for 3 weeks. So after 3 weeks, I got out. It was the best thing I ever did, really, because I never really felt sorry for myself.
Afterwards, Weber and Joel reunited and eventually married in September 1973. Billy was so smitten by Elizabeth that he dedicated the songs She's Got Away and She's Always a Woman to her. But it appears that Weber had some hidden interest in the marriage. One year, for Weber's birthday, Joel wrote her the song Just the Way You Are. And after he played it for her, she said, "Do I get the publishing too?" What is more, she became Billy's manager and was taking a cut of his earnings while being entitled to 50% of Joel's worth as his wife. Joel was totally blinded by love, and Weber's decision to file for divorce came as a low blow for him. He went above and beyond to win her back, having even bought her a $4 million townhouse on the Upper East Side and an Alfa Romeo car. But Joel's fatal mistake was to allow Weber's brother, Frank, to work for him. His brother-in-law not only embezzled millions from Billy, but also caused a legal battle that left Joel emotionally and financially drained.
During those 9 years, Joel charges a 1989 audit shows Weber grossly misused Billy's money, issuing loans of up to $1 million to himself and wife Lucille.
Joel once humorously remarked, "I hooked up with the Borgias. What a family to pick." Elizabeth Weber left scars that ran deep, leading Joel to the brink of despair. But there still was space in his heart for a new romance, and it was music that tied Billy with his next muse. When Joel went to St. Bart's for the holidays, he found a piano bar and began playing.
I had a good couple of drinks, and I was tootling around on the piano when she came over and sat next to me, and we, kind of sang a little bit, and that's how we met.
It was there that he met Christie Brinkley, a stunning supermodel half his age, and instantly fell for her charm. Little did they know that what started as a fairy tale would eventually crumble under the weight of suspicion. Their whirlwind romance led to marriage in March 1985, and soon after, they welcomed their daughter, Alexa Ray.
When my daughter was born, everything changed for me. The whole focus of attention went away from me to my child. All the care, all the concern went to the kid.
Billy poured his heart into his music, dedicating an album, An Innocent Man, to his relationship with Brinkley. Christie also inspired him to write such songs as This Is the Time and Uptown Girl.
And then I started dating Christie, and rather than it be about all these different girls, she became the Uptown Girl.
However, Joel's financial struggles made him tour nonstop, and that's when rumors about his infidelity started circulating. Although Billy vehemently denied the affair, he didn't manage to save their marriage. After staggering 9 years together, the couple got divorced in 1994. Without his muse, Joel put his career on hold, not issuing a new album for a long time after the divorce.
You have not put out a pop album since 1993.
Correct.
Still, despite the challenges, Billy and Christie remained friends, co-parenting their daughter and supporting each other through thick and thin.
I think we owe it to our daughter to have as little tension between us as possible, because it's very tough on kids when their parents don't get along. And I know, because I came from a family life where before my parents got divorced.
In the middle of his tough times, Billy Joel didn't stop pursuing love. He found comfort in Katie Lee, a young college student he met by chance in a hotel lobby. She was just 4 years older than his daughter, Alexa. However, despite their age gap, they fell in love and got married in 2004.
Did you always believe that age was no boundary to love?
What if you know what? I would have wanted to marry her if she was 30 years older than me.
Katie Lee stirred Joel's heart, but suspicion cut their ties. Joel's jealousy got the best of him when he saw a picture of Lee dancing with another man. Lee, who was then an aspiring chef, denied an affair, but marriage couldn't be saved and the two got divorced in 2009. This breakup also took a toll on Billy's finances, since as part of the settlement, he left a luxurious New York City townhouse for Lee. Turns out, 3 divorces come with a hefty price tag. Surprisingly, Billy was still determined to find true love. What a hopeless romantic. After years of heartache, Joel's 4th shot at love came when he met Alexis Roderick in 2009. They tied the knot in 2015, marking a fresh start for Joel, who was 66 at the time, while Alexis was 33. Their love story blossomed over the years, culminating in the arrival of their two beautiful daughters, Delarose Joel in 2015 and Remy Ann Joel in 2017.
And how's it feel being a dad again?
Just fantastic. It's great.
Heartache never stopped Billy Joel from seeking true love. As he once said, "You just need one person to know and accept you for who you are." So let's hope this time with Alexis Roderick, he has finally found what he was searching for, marking the end of his love odyssey.